Hey, it's me again. I'm back with another game review so soon. I know, I said I was going to do it, and I am. So, you might know that I am a huge Aliens fan. Wait a minute, you don't know me. Hi, I'm Brian. So yeah, I'm a huge Aliens fan. And they announced Aliens Colonial Marines like a couple years ago. That was forever ago. I remember seeing it on a Game Informer. So I was really excited about that, and it kept getting delayed and blah 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 blah. So I was pretty down about it. Then they finally announced it was coming back. They gave us AVP, and it was good in some aspects, but not quite what I wanted. Not at all. So then they re-announced Aliens Colonial Marines, and I was so excited, I couldn't wait. And then they announced 2012 release date, and I'm like, pfft. But to tide us over, Gearbox, who was going to be the developer of Aliens Colonial Marines, gave us something pretty cool, I think, for DS. They gave us Aliens Infestation on the Nintendo DS. Yeah, take a gander at that right there. Aliens Infestation. And when they announced this, I was really excited about it. Because first of all, there's not very many hardcore titles for DS. And the cool thing about this game is it's based on exploration. It's kind of like a Metroid, Castlevania, Shadow Complex style game where you go around the whole place and you backtrack to get keys and items and all these other things to help you progress further through wherever you are. And there's some pretty cool locations from this, because this is actually a sequel to Aliens, the movie, the second one, if you know the numbers. So yeah, which is kind of cool, because Aliens is my favorite one out of all four. That's the best one, I think. Action, nothing beats a good 80s sci-fi movie. Yeah, I say it, I don't care. So yeah, this is pretty much a sequel, and they're going back to find out what happened. And pretty challenging, actually. And like the whole time you're searching for these Marines, which, you know, they can join up with you or they won't join up depending on how many you already have. There's up to 19 ones you can actually find. And, you know, if you lose one, he's gone forever. But that's only certain conditions. If he's killed by a regular xenomorph, then he can still be found in a hive, and you can go pick him up, which I think is kind of cool. It's like, oh, I just lost a life, but oh, hey, I can go get him back if I want. You could choose to or not. It's up to you. Because there's, you know, there's 19 more. You can go find more. They're scattered throughout the whole world there. So yeah, there's some pretty challenging boss fights, which that's where I died the most. And I'm not totally done with this game yet, but yeah. And if you lose a guy on a boss fight, he's gone forever. You can't get him back. But then you go search for more. I've often found myself, after a boss fight, I've lost all my Marines besides one. And then I'm like, oh, that's when the tension sets in. Because you're like, oh man, I should go find some more Marines, and you know, so if this guy dies, I don't have to restart the freaking thing over again. I mean, if you die with your last Marine, you just go back to your last save point. But still, you don't want to do that. It sucks. So there's a lot of save rooms actually. Every 5 rooms or so, you might find one, and there's a lot of secrets, and you get the power loader to fight like a mini boss, which is, I think, is pretty awesome too. Always wanted to use the power loader. So yeah, you know, all the iconic guns are there, and I think it's pretty neat because I love games like Metroid and Castlevania and Shadow Complex, especially Shadow Complex. Best Xbox Live Arcade game I've played ever. So when they announced that this game was kind of like, you know, that style, I was really stoked about this. And, you know, like, and there's like a sense of tension because you don't get that much ammo. You carry about 3 clips for the pulse rifle, and, you know, I mean, they got 95 rounds in each clip. But, you know, if you're going through a lot of rooms without reaching one of the save rooms where it replenishes your ammo and health, and you find yourself low on health and ammo, and you're like kind of treading, not wanting to go into certain rooms because you know you got the motion tracker and you can see there's just lines of dots just waiting, and you're like, oh, I don't want to go in there. Then you got to find some more ammo. There's ammo boxes spread around too, but it really gives a sense of tension. And even though you know the aliens are there, they can take quite a few bullets. I found mostly maybe almost 30 rounds to kill one alien. Sometimes, in most cases, depends on how early you start shooting, and the acid blood splashes on you and you get hurt from that too, which is actually something I didn't discover till like the other day when I was playing. Because I just noticed after I killed one, I was like, why is my health low? He didn't touch me. He was forever away. And then I was like, oh, the blood. That's got to be it. But yeah, and then it dropped from the ceiling and stuff. So, I don't know. I think this is one of the best DS games to date. I love this game. Love it. And there's even, if you remember in Aliens, when Bishop starts doing the knife trick, there's a little mini game in there for that, which is pretty cool and actually pretty hard. You know, you try to get the high score. I've gotten up to the 3rd on the leaderboard on my game, but I can't get past that. I'm not fast enough, I guess. Whatever. There's also, like, bios for all 19, 20 Marines, counting the guy who's always talking to you on the radio. So that's kind of cool to read the bios, and then, you know, I actually went through and did that the other night after I had already lost a ton of them. And I'm reading, and there's one. It just killed me. I felt so bad for killing this guy. He's all like, oh man, I want to go to college, but I can't, I don't have the money. So then he joins in to the Colonial Marines to get money for college, to go back to college after like a 3-year tour, I think it said, 3 or 5 year. And I let him die. I felt bad about that, which is what they wanted to do. They keep saying that if, like, they want you to feel bad for losing a Marine, and I did. After reading some of those bios, I was like, man, I wish that guy hadn't died. I'm surprised I've still managed to keep the main guy right there. Yeah, the guy with the white hair. That guy, I've managed to keep him the longest. I don't know why. He just never dies. He's always like my last one. I'll run out of Marines, and he's the only one left. I don't know. So yeah, I give this game a 9.5. Because I feel if they really wanted a 10, for me at least, they probably don't care what I think, they could have put some other little tidbit of something else in there. I don't know what, maybe another minigame, maybe something else entirely. I don't know. But for what it's worth, this is best DS game I've ever played. I play a lot of DS games. I play Pokemon, you know, all that stuff, all the 3DS games. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend this if you're looking for a good DS game and a game to tie you over until Colonial Marines comes out. Aliens Infestation. Get it. Get it. Get it. You know what I think of you? You are one ugly mother... My bad. Wrong franchise. Entirely. So yeah, Brian Barbaric. Another game review. Pacow, pacow, pacow. Check it out.